Have you ever noticed that the more tired you are, the more your mind seems to insist on staying awake? It's almost funny, if it weren't so desperate. Because your body is asking for help, your spine feels heavy, your eyes burn, the day has been long, you finally lie down, and, out of nowhere, it feels like someone pressed an invisible button inside your head. The mind begins to speak. Remember something old. It creates problems where there are none, pulls scenes from the past. Project the entire future in 5 minutes, and you there looking at the ceiling thinking, oh my God, why can't I sleep? Now I want you to be very honest with me. How many times have you found yourself exhausted, lying down, in the dark, and yet your mind was more active than it had been all day? And the worst part, you start to think that the problem is you, that it's a lack of discipline, that it's anxiety, that it's weakness, that you don't know how to relax, that you're exaggerating. But today I'm going to show you something that will completely change that view. Because the truth is simple and scary at the same time. The modern mind never sleeps. And here's why. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you don't want to. It's because you're living with an old brain inside an impossible world. Think with me. Your brain was not made for this life. The human brain was built for a very specific scenario. Silence, darkness at night, natural rhythm, little information, and a very different kind of danger than what you face today. In the past, the danger was real, immediate, concrete, an animal, an attack, hunger, the cold. It was fight or flight, and when the danger passed, the body relaxed, the mind slowed down. There was a clear signal in the environment saying, it's over, the day is over, night came, now it's safe to rest. But today, that sign no longer exists. Modern life has no pause. The environment never says, the day is over. You finish the work, but the work doesn't finish you. You leave the office, but your mind is still there. You finish one task, and another one immediately appears. You solve a problem, and a new charge is born. The modern mind does not rest because the modern world does not allow it. And here comes the most important part. Your brain is old, but the stimuli are new, and this combination is explosive. You live on constant alert, with excess stimulation and thousands of invisible threats all the time. Not threats that attack you physically, but threats that attack you mentally. Pressure, comparison, expectations, fear of not being able to cope, fear of being left behind, fear of judgment, fear of the future. And do you want to know the cruelest thing? Your brain can't tell the difference. It doesn't understand notification. He understands threat. Yes, that's exactly it. Your brain doesn't understand notification. He understands threat. Every time your cell phone vibrates, flashes, calls, or interrupts you, your nervous system reacts as if something needs to be resolved now, as if there was danger, as if it were urgent, like you need to stay awake. And then you try to sleep with a tired body, but with your brain in survival mode. You might even say, but I'm only seeing light things. But the brain doesn't interpret intention, it interprets stimulus, light, movement, sound, information, speed, comparison, dopamine, and that is fuel for the mind. That's why that phrase makes perfect sense. You don't take work to bed, but you take your cell phone. You're not running from a predator, but you're always chasing deadlines. And while you're in this cycle, the brain doesn't get the safety message it needs to shut down. And that's why, when the house becomes silent and the world stops, the mind finally appears with everything, as if it had been waiting for this moment all day to swallow you inside. And in the next part, I'll show you exactly how this fast-paced life creates a kind of internal alert that keeps your mind awake, even when you just want to rest. And before I continue and show you how this state of internal alertness is built day after day, even when you think you are just living normally, I need you to do something quick here with me, because this will help me a lot to bring more content that really touches real life, the modern mind, silent anxiety, and real sleep. If at any time you have felt exactly like this, tired on the outside, but connected on the inside, then comment below now. My mind won't shut off. Seriously, comment on this, because I want to see how many people are living this same battle in silence, thinking that the problem is just a lack of control, when in fact, it's the entire system pushing us into this constant alert mode. And if you have someone in your family or a friend or even your partner who keeps saying, I lie down but I can't sleep, share this video with them, because when you understand the reason, you stop blaming yourself and begins to regain control. Now, let me ask you something. Leave a like, It's not just to help the channel. It's because when you leave a like, YouTube understands that this type of subject is important and needs to reach more people. And there are many people suffering from this, thinking that it is normal to live with a racing mind, a restless brain, and broken sleep. And if you like this type of deeper content, which explains what's behind your tiredness and bad sleep, then subscribe to the channel now, because here we talk about the modern mind, invisible habits, behavioral neuroscience, silent anxiety, and everything that today's world does to our bodies without us realizing it. Sign up, because the next video will help you a lot. Now come back with me, because what I'm going to show you next is what almost no one realizes. You're not simply thinking too much. What is happening is much more serious. Your body is learning every day that resting is dangerous. Yes, dangerous. And it seems exaggerated when I say it like that, but think about it with me. You wake up and go on your cell phone. Bad news, messages, pending issues, charges, comparisons. You start the day with your mind already racing. Then you spend hours consuming stimulation, work, screens, noise, pressure, expectations. And even when night comes, you don't change the world. You just change the screen. And then your brain spends the whole day receiving the same message. Stay alert. Don't relax. Don't miss anything. Don't fail. It shapes you from the inside. You think your problem is insomnia, but what you have is a conditioned nervous system. Your brain learns that the night is no longer a natural break. The night has become the only time when you are finally alone with your thoughts, and then the mind takes over, as if it were the first second of silence of the day. That's why, when you lie down, your body tries to shut down, but your mind goes into review mode. She starts going over everything. What you said, what you didn't say, what you should have done, what you forgot, what will happen tomorrow, how much time you have, what you need to solve. And the problem is not that you are being anxious. The problem is that the modern mind has been trained to never stop. And this is where things get even worse. The more you try to force sleep, the more your brain interprets it as a threat, because he understands it like this. If he's trying so hard to sleep, there's something wrong. The mind becomes more active, the heart accelerates, the body heats up, breathing changes, and that's it. You've entered a cycle. In the next part, I'll show you exactly why this cycle happens and how our modern routine is creating the most dangerous time of the day, the time when you should rest. But the mind decides to work. And this is where you begin to understand something that changes everything. The problem is not that you think too much. The problem is that you have been placed inside a world that never stops pushing things into your head. The modern mind never sleeps because it is full of information, full of demands, full of tasks, full of comparisons, full of stimuli. And maybe you don't even notice it during the day, because during the day, you are busy, you are distracted, you are working, you are solving it. And while you're running, it feels like everything is under control. But this is an illusion. During the day, your mind doesn't rest. It just gets hijacked. You wake up, and before you even feel like you're alive, there's something calling you. Someone sends you a message. A notification appears. An email arrives. A problem arises. Life demands speed from you. And then you spend hours and hours in this state, responding, reacting, deciding, running, trying to cope. You do 1,000 things, and deep down you have a constant feeling that you are late. Because in the modern routine, there is no such thing as, I'm done. There is one more thing, more content, one more pending issue, one more update, one more video, one more story, one more comparison, another deadline. Do you see how this isn't just physical fatigue? This is mental fatigue. This is mental overload. This is your brain being used as a processing machine without turning off. And here comes the phrase that defines this era. You don't live, you process. You don't live the day. You process the day. You don't feel the moment. You organize the moment. You don't breathe. You manage. And when you finally get into bed, your body thinks it's over. But your mind is still in the middle of the day. And do you know why it explodes precisely at night? Because at night there are no more distractions. At night, silence reveals everything you suppress during the day. During the day, you can trick your mind with tasks, with noise, with commitments, with stimuli. But when you turn off the light and it's just you and the pillow, then what you call the accelerated mind appears in full force. And it doesn't show up because you're weak. Trim C because your mind was waiting for this moment to finally open the drawers. It's exactly as if there was a room inside your head, a huge room, full of files, Archives of what you did, of what you didn't do, what you said, what he didn't talk about, of what hurt you, then you pretended you didn't care, from the fear you kept, of the future you're trying to predict. And when night comes, the mind becomes a file room opening everything at the same time, one folder after another, one memory leading to another, one thought turning into 10, a concern turning into an entire film. And then you ask yourself, but why now? Why don't I think about it during the day? Because during the day you are in busy mode. At night you go into conscious mode. And the modern mind hates this mode, because she was trained to escape silence. And here comes a very important point. You think you relax when you get home, but most of the time you don't relax. You just change the stimulus. You leave the stimulus of work and go to the stimulus of your cell phone. Get out of the external noise and go to the mental noise. It leaves the boss's collection and goes to internal collection. Get out of the pressure of producing and go to the pressure of keeping up with everything. And this creates a silent problem. Your brain doesn't get the rest signal. The brain needs to understand it's over. But what do? You lie down and continue consuming. More information, more short video, more feed, more news, more comments, more comparisons, more dopamine. And it seems innocent, but it addicts the mind to the state of rapid stimulation, because short content trains the brain to look for something new all the time. It's dopamine fast, it's instant reward, it's a click and something else. It's one video and another. It's a feeling that you can never stop, because there's always something new you can see. And then when you try to sleep, the mind does what it learned. It looks for stimulation. But in the dark, there is no stimulus. So she creates, she invents, she causes problems. She looks worried. She pulls fear. She pulls the future. And that's it. You're tired, but your mind is lit. Furthermore, there is a very strong poison in this story: multitasking. The modern mind has become a fragmented mind. You try to multitask and call it productivity, but in practice it creates a brain that never finishes anything completely. You always have tabs open, a half-hearted conversation, a pending task, an incomplete thought, an email you forgot, a ticket that is expiring, a promise you made to yourself and didn't keep. And all these open tabs are running in the background. You don't see it, but they drain your energy. And then night comes. The body asks for peace, but the mind goes into update mode. She tries to shut everything down. She tries to resolve her life in silence. And that's why you lie down and the mind turns on, because the mind doesn't sleep when it feels pending. And modern life is a to-do factory, an anxiety factory, a self-collection factory. And look how curious. Most people think that anxiety is feeling afraid, but modern anxiety, most of the time, is about feeling too much. It's feeling like you owe your own life, that you are never doing enough, that there is always something missing. And when night arrives, this feeling becomes maximum volume. It becomes self-critical. It becomes a charge. It becomes a comparison. It turns into that heavy thought: why can't I be like others? Why am I not where I'm supposed to be? What if it goes wrong? What if I waste time? What if I'm wasting my life? And it is at this point that the mind begins to punish the body. You just wanted to sleep, but the mind starts to review your existence. And then sleep becomes a fight. It becomes effort. It becomes frustration. And the more you try to sleep, the more you feel like you're missing out, because the modern mind has not been trained to switch off. She was trained to watch, to predict, to control. That's why this phrase is so real. The mind doesn't sleep because it is trying to solve life in silence. She tries to solve it tomorrow, today. She tries to make amends for the past now. She tries to prevent pain before it exists. She tries to create a perfect path, but none of that happens. And you just stay awake, drained, trapped inside. And if you're listening to this and thinking, man, that's exactly it, calm down, because it gets even deeper. Because there is an even more dangerous reason that keeps your brain awake. It's not just too much information. It's the emotional state in which you live. It's the constant feeling of invisible threat. And in the next part, I'll show you how the modern mind has been placed in a permanent alert mode, and why this makes the body lose confidence in rest. And now comes the deepest part, and perhaps the most painful to accept. Because if up until now you have understood that the modern mind never sleeps because of mental overload, excessive thinking, shyness, dopamine addiction, and this fast-paced life, now I want you to understand the real reason. the reason behind all this. What really stops you from switching off? What makes you go to bed tired and still feel like your mind is on? Restless, alert, as if you have an internal alarm that never goes silent. The truth is that the body only sleeps when it feels safe. Sleeping is an act of trust. It is the moment when the body lets its guard down. That's when the brain understands. It's okay. Now I can rest. But the modern mind lives exactly the opposite of this. Modern life does not teach security. It teaches urgency. She teaches haste. She teaches competition. It teaches comparison. She teaches that stopping is dangerous. She teaches that resting is wasting time. And when you live receiving this message every day, your nervous system adapts. It's just not a good adaptation. It's a survival adaptation. It's as if your body is always waiting for something to happen, and maybe you don't even notice because you've already normalized this state. You have become accustomed to living with a racing mind. You have become accustomed to living busy. You've gotten used to this feeling of always chasing something, always resolving, always responding, always trying to stay productive. And the problem is that your body doesn't understand this as life. He understands it as a threat, because constant urgency is constant danger. And today the whole world is training you to live like this. Every day, faster. Every day, more noise. Every day, more information. Every day, more charges. Every day, more people show a perfect life. More people telling you what you should be doing. More people pretending to be fine. More people performing happiness. And you there, trying to cope, trying not to fall behind, trying to be strong, trying to keep everything together. And this generates something silent but devastating, the loss of a sense of security. You can be in a soft bed, in a dark room, with your body exhausted, but if your brain doesn't feel safe, it won't turn off. He doesn't allow it, because he was programmed to protect you, and the brain doesn't protect you by letting you sleep. It protects you by keeping you alert, and that's where infinite alert comes in, the era of infinite alert. You live as if you are always owed something, as if there was always a pending issue chasing you, as if your mind needs to be alert 24 hours a day. And this is dangerous because a mind that is alert all the time cannot rest even when it wants to. She might even try, but he can't, because she unlearned to trust rest. And you know what's cruelest? It's just that this infinite alert doesn't come from a real danger. It comes from a psychological danger, invisible, a danger that has no form but weighs heavily on the chest. You feel like anxiety, like restlessness, like tension, like mental acceleration, like that feeling that something is wrong, even when apparently everything is right. This is the weight of the modern mind. You live with urgency, live with comparison, lives with pressure to perform, live in fear of being left behind, fear of not being enough, fear of failing, fear of missing opportunities, fear of not achieving your goals. And this accumulates, like energy that is never discharged. And then night comes, and you finally stop. But then comes the shock. Because when you stop, you realize that there is no peace within you. And that hurts. It hurts because you realize that even in silence, even in the dark, even with a tired body, you have no mental rest. And then the mind starts to charge, start reviewing. He starts pressing you even into the pillow. You lie down, and instead of feeling relief, you feel heavy. You feel like you are behind with your life, as if life was passing by and you weren't keeping up, as if you needed to be more, do more, achieve more. And this is a very modern type of suffering because the biggest prison today is not physical, it is mental. It's a mind that never ends the day. And there's a detail that almost no one notices. Rest starts to feel like guilt. Yes, guilt. You rest and feel bad. You try to relax and the mind tells you that you are wasting time. You lie down and think about what you should be doing. You try to sleep and your brain says, not now. And then you enter the most dangerous cycle of all, the cycle of survival. Because if you don't rest, you become more tired. If you get more tired, you think worse. If you think worse, you feel more anxious. If you feel more anxious, you sleep less. And the less you sleep, the more your brain goes into survival mode. And then it becomes a loop, a silent cycle. A cycle that steals your energy, your joy, your disposition, your memory, your focus, and even your desire to live life lightly. And at this point, I need you to understand a sentence that may hit hard but is necessary. You don't have insomnia. You have a brain in a state of survival. It's not normal to live like this. It's not normal to lie down and feel restless in your chest. It's not normal for rest to feel like a dangerous place. It is not normal for the mind to transform silence into a threat. That's your nervous system screaming. This is your body saying, I don't trust this world. And the body, when it doesn't trust, doesn't give up control. That's why your body is in bed, but your mind is still in the world. He's still at work. It's still in the future. It's still in the comparisons. It's still in collections. You are still afraid of making mistakes. You're still trying to predict tomorrow to avoid pain. And the saddest thing is that, as this happens, you lose the ability to feel rest as something safe. The modern mind never sleeps because it has unlearned to trust rest. And when you understand this, you stop blaming yourself. You stop thinking you are weak. You stop fighting with sleep as if sleep were your enemy. Because sleep is not the enemy. The enemy is the state of alert that the world has implanted within you. And now, I need to tell you something. There is a specific habit that fuels all of this every day. A habit that seems common, normal, harmless. But it destroys your rest without you realizing it. And when you figure out what that habit is, you start to regain control. You begin to regain peace. You begin to rewire your brain. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you in the next part. But first, if this message resonated with you in any way, I really want you to respond to me here in the comments, because this helps the video reach more people and also shows me that I'm not talking alone. Comment, I need to switch off or my mind doesn't sleep. I'm actually going to read it. And if you've made it this far, leave a like, because this is a signal to YouTube that this issue is serious and needs to be shared with more people who are suffering in silence. And subscribe to the channel now, because the next video will reveal the habit that is ruining your rest without you realizing it. And I'm sure you'll identify with it. Now breathe, because in the next part we will go into exactly what is fueling this infinite alert every day. If you identified with this video at some point, if you felt like I was describing exactly what happens to you when you lie down and your mind just won't turn off, then I want to ask you one thing. Don't ignore it, because when you understand that the modern mind never sleeps not because of weakness, but because of the system and the constant state of alert, you stop blaming yourself and start taking back control. So now, if this content made sense to you, subscribe to the channel. In truth, because here I will continue to bring videos that will help you understand what is happening to your brain, your sleep, your nervous system, and especially how you can regain peace at night. And when you subscribe, you won't miss the next videos. And the next one will be one of the most important. And if you made it to the end, I already know that this issue is real for you. So leave a like now, because this really helps the video reach more people who are also suffering in silence, thinking that the problem is them, when in fact it is this fast-paced life that is destroying their rest. And I want to see you here in the comments too, because I make a point of reading. Comment on the phrase, I will recover my sleep. Write this down. I'm going to get my sleep back. This comment will serve as a commitment from you to yourself and will help many people realize that they are not alone in this. And now, so you don't break this reasoning, watch the next video that appears on the screen, because in it I will show you the specific habit that is fueling this infinite alertness and destroying your rest without you realizing it. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, you're not alone. Good evening, and see you soon.